News 5 begins now with breaking news.
Good afternoon. Now at noon, the Browns have a new head coach. News 5's Cameron Justice confirming about an hour ago that the team is hiring Todd Monken. Cam has been keeping up with all the twists and turns in the search since Kevin Stefanski's departure. She joins us live from Berea. And Cam, reaction pouring in from the Dog Pound and beyond.
Yeah, this is big news for the Browns. It's been a 24-day-long search for their new head coach. This began the day after the regular season finale against the Bengals when the Browns fired Kevin Stefanski. They immediately got to work on their new head coach. They interviewed 10 different candidates. They narrowed that list down to a final 4 that they were contemplating last night. They started yesterday in meetings. That conversation went into the evening. They had, it seemed like a top 2. Monken was always involved, though. He was the first candidate that the Browns requested for an interview. The current Ravens offensive coordinator, they were interested in him. He's got ties here. He was the offensive coordinator back in 2019 of the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, that didn't work out very well here in Cleveland, but he has had a lot of experience as a position coach, as an assistant coach, as a coordinator. He has not been a head coach in the NFL yet. He has been a head coach in college at Southern Miss. That was a couple years ago. This is his first shot at being a head coach in the NFL, but he has that experience. He's got a lot of respect around the league as one of the great offensive minds in the NFL, and so that's exactly what the Browns were looking for. Someone who is steady, someone who could really turn this offense around, and that is what they identified in Todd Monken. But as of last night, there were a lot of candidates, including defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz, who they really wanted to keep in this building in some capacity, and Rams pass game coordinator Nate Shieldhouse. They flew out there to LA to interview him on Monday. They didn't have a deal. They told him today that they are going in a different direction, and that is Todd Monken as the Browns' new head coach.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here what happens with Jim Schwartz. So many more twists and turns, I'm sure, to come. Cam, thanks for bringing us the update. Now, News 5's John Kosick, you've covered a lot of Browns head coach hirings here in your 20-plus years in Cleveland. So how does this one compare?
Yeah, this is my 8th head coaching hire here since I've been at News 5, and including the 2019 hiring of Freddie Kitchens, as Cam had mentioned, that gave Monken his introduction to Cleveland as the OC for 1 year. Now, in each one of those hires, I could say there was really little to no element of surprise. This was a shocker. Yes, his name was out there, as Cam mentioned, but it really seemed like this was going to come down to Nate Shieldhouse and Jim Schwartz. Monken, as I mentioned, was offensive coordinator here under Kitchens. They went 6-10 in Baker Mayfield's first full season as starter. Monken didn't call the plays that year. Kitchen did. And Monken, in hindsight, reportedly calling the situation in Cleveland that year a total mess. Now, 59, turning 60 a week from tomorrow, Monken is literally one of the oldest first-time NFL head coaches in history, an age that stands in stark contrast to those of the others that Cam mentioned who interviewed for the post, like Shieldhouse at 35 and Grant Udinski at 30. So I want to bring Cameron Justice back in on that, because Cam, it seemed that Andrew Berry was really intrigued by the young potential next big thing. So is there a sense in the building whether this was a Berry hire or that of possibly the owner?
I do think it was a collaboration between everybody, but I think that Andrew Berry 100% was leaning more towards that youth aspect. Nate Shieldhouse, Grant Udinski was in the mix there for a while. The Jags OC, he was just 30 years old as of a couple weeks ago. So I think the youth was definitely something that was really looked at here. But at the end, I think there was a lot of collaboration, and maybe Todd Monken feels like maybe the middle ground of veteran, some new insight. He hasn't been a head coach before. Something that they can be comfortable with right now, because they've got to turn this thing around. I think that they probably thought Todd Monken it was a good middle ground between what they were looking at. And now the question remains is, who will his staff be? Who will his offensive coordinator be? Will they call plays? Will Todd Monken call plays? And will Jim Schwartz remain defensive coordinator here, or will they be looking for that position as well? Time will tell.
The biggest question, of course, Jim Schwartz, as you mentioned, and we will be following the situation closely. Cam Justice, live in Berea, thank you very much for that. And Mike, yeah, we'll be following the situation throughout the day because it is unfolding just now as we speak.
Yeah, and John, we're going to hear more from you tonight on News 5 at 4, 5, and 6, and of course, updates on news5cleveland.com and the News 5 app. All right, thanks for joining us, John. You know, it's been more than 3 weeks since the Browns fired Kevin Stefanski as head coach, and it's been a whirlwind search for a new one ever since. Sports director John Doss takes us through the ups and downs.
The 2026 NFL coaching carousel has spun as intensely as any in recent memory, not just because of the number of openings, but the desirability of many of those vacancies, like the prospect of coaching Josh Allen and a Bills team that was a controversial play away from an AFC title game appearance, or the openings that were in Baltimore and Pittsburgh, two teams that have combined to win 8 of the last 10 AFC North crowns. But even jobs like New York and Las Vegas, one team thinks it's found its franchise quarterback, while the other may have one by late April. And then there's Cleveland. The Browns' cupboard certainly isn't bare, boasting an elite defense anchored by the league's best defensive player. But questions at the game's most important position, and on offense in general, have muddied the waters around Lake Erie. Mike McDaniel was first to withdraw, opting for a coordinator position in Los Angeles. You can't fault Jesse Minter, who pulled out to accept the gig in Baltimore. But Grant Udinski's withdrawal was puzzling, the Jaguars' OC opting to go back to his old job in Jacksonville. So what was left was an in-house veteran defensive coordinator.
I would highly recommend Coach Schwartz for a head coaching job here.
Any job that you do, you always aspire to the top of that profession, and I'm no different there.
And a young, up-and-coming offensive mind, a mind that had yet to even call plays in the NFL, and a dark horse 59-year-old OC in Baltimore, Freddie Kitchens, coordinator here in Cleveland in 2019, who was all but certain to join John Harbaugh in New York. That is, until today. Perhaps the most stunning move this NFL coaching cycle, the Browns opting for Todd Monken, who had publicly not interviewed for any other head coaching job across the league.